Hey guys, this is Anime Ball Z here, and today we're going to be doing the fourth part of What If Vegeta Turned Good in the SAIYAN saga. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe, it's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video.
Slick talker since a jet. Winter time, all the time, ooh, yeah. Look at the way that I move, swag. Disrespectful and I'm rude, okay. I had cocaine in the school.
The ground rumbles as vast amounts of energy is emitted from his aura. He gives off a menacing smile as he feels himself getting stronger and stronger by the second. His key signature continues to spike and it gets the attention of the other fighters strewn across the battlefield. While Gohan is in a power struggle with 17, he turns his head to the source of the power he feels and 17 does the same. 17 can't read power levels, but he just wants to see what Gohan is looking at, and they both continue looking at the Golden Fighter. Vegeta is now in Super Saiyan Grade 3, his key signature has spiked and his power level has increased monumentally. Come on then Android, test the power of Ultra Vegeta, he roars before flying toward his target. Android 16, through his mechanical and analytical eyes, notices his drop in speed but his power has skyrocketed. Vegeta's first punch breaks through his outer layer and causes some components to come spilling out. Subsequently, he aims a right kick to his jaw to break even more of his compartments. Android 16's objective totally changes now. It isn't based in fear, he basically doesn't feel fear at all, but it's instead based in logic. If they stay at the scene, their chances of them defeating Goku greatly diminish. We must go, Android 16 declares, flying toward the two cyborg androids. Android 17 takes a full power punch from Nappa that wins him, and 18 is currently pushing away future Gohan with several bruises. They see that they could die at any second here and decide to follow the android. The matter is not settled however, and they see this as a brief truce instead of them surrendering. Vegeta returns to his base form and the Saiyans all heal themselves to give themselves slight but significant Zenkai boosts. Now Vegeta has surpassed Goku by a much more considerable margin, and with the strongest form in the group, he is their most valuable fighter. He outclasses even Android 16 in strength, but the drawback of speed will prove to be an issue for the smaller, nimbler androids. Following this fight, Piccolo is annoyed that he was basically brushed off to the side to let the Saiyans fight. He can't stand for it, and so he decides to fuse with Kami like in the canon timeline. He gets a significant boost to his strength and the nameless Namekian is reborn. He arrives at where Imperfect Cell is located, and since he is equal to his canon self, the fight goes pretty much the same. After this event, the mission objective becomes pretty clear. With the androids out somewhere without being able to be sensed, it just makes their job a whole lot harder, and with Cell suppressing his power, he doesn't think it will be easy to find them. We should have crushed them while we had the chance. Just like in canon, 3 days pass and the androids come to Kame House to find a now healed Goku with the other sea fighters. They're much more confident until Vegeta rolls out of the door to stand off against the 3 androids. If you're here for Kakarot, I'll deactivate all of the androids before you even have the chance to do so, Vegeta says, staring right at 16. How about an all-out skirmish once again? We'll make sure to kill you guys this time, 17 claims. From the door, the Saiyans appear and stand off against the fighters that they had took on before. Goku stands beside Vegeta. Piccolo then arrives beside the Saiyans. You guys might not know me, but I'm just as strong as these Saiyans now, if not stronger, Piccolo states, cracking his knuckles. Unlike the canon timeline, he isn't actually the strongest Z fighter anymore. Vegeta scales above even Android 16, who is a good bit stronger than 17 and 18. He is still equal to 17, or relative to him, like in the canon, so he isn't stronger than all of the Saiyans. Future Gohan's blood is boiling, and he can't stand to see another day with these androids alive. I'll make sure to destroy you this time, Gohan shouts as they fly away to a nearby island. 17 immediately faces Piccolo, Gohan and Nappa, while 18 is up against future Gohan and future Trunks once again. Vegeta still wants 16 alone, but he allows Goku to butt in slightly. Goku enters Super Saiyan and excels, since he feels great to finally be back in battle. He then ascends into his Grade 2 state. The beings clash, and with so much energy being dispersed, Cell takes this chance to arrive at the scene. He is trying to steal the android's power, but it will be hard to do so if he just charges in rashly. 16 currently has several broken components as he can't keep up with the duo of Goku and Vegeta. He is stronger than Goku, but the power of Ultra Vegeta is just way too much for him to handle. Just for your information, Ultra Vegeta is the name that Vegeta calls his Grade 3 state. Goku, using his nimbleness, manages to swerve past the back of 16 to grab onto his arms. Once he does so, he restricts the android's movement, but he knows he can't hold him down forever. He never had that intention behind his movements, but he just wanted to encumber him for a few moments. Vegeta then takes this chance and throws haymakers into the android's abdominal area. He really just lets loose, and even Goku can feel the force behind each strike, and he isn't getting hit himself. Once he throws a few punches, he dives forward and lands a clean knee to Android 16's torso that breaks through his outer layer. More metal components spew out from the opening in his lower chest area, and Goku lets go to allow for 16 to get propelled away. 16 is faring pretty badly after these set of attacks, but he starts malfunctioning as core components are damaged in his body. Kakarot, let me destroy this android, Vegeta states, holding his palm up to his face. His muscular body towers over the fallen 16 and blocks out the sun from his view, giving him quite the intimidating look. His palm starts to glow as a blast forms, but then he abruptly stops. He jerks his head around, and Goku does the same upon feeling the key signature of a weird being coming from beside them. It's none other than Cell. He's imperfect, and the androids he needs to reach perfection are directly in view. He flies at the crew and startles pretty much everyone there. His initial strike on Future Trunks wins him and launches him away, but Future Gohan isn't willing to go down that easily. He retreats off 18 and uses his singular arm to launch a massive energy wave in his direction. Cell doesn't move initially and tanks the impact head on. The smoke clears and he is still healthy and relatively unhurt after the attack. All that remains are small bruises on his arms. He then uses his superior speed to whirl past Gohan to latch onto 18. No, Vegeta shouts, diving forward in grade 2 so that his speed isn't really hindered. He soars past the Saiyan in a split second with a clenched right fist, but before he can even touch Cell, he is blown away by a dense wave of wind and ki. Seconds later, Cell envelops in a translucent ki shield and his transformation ensues. All the Saiyans and remaining androids can do is watch in horror as semi-perfect Cell is born. Change of plans, everyone. Protect Android 18 and destroy Cell by any means necessary. We cannot let him absorb both of the androids, Vegeta declares. Do you think you can stop me, Cell asks, before darting forward to knock out Future Trunks in a single kick. Subsequently, he uses this momentum to swat Future Gohan into the air with the use of a tail swipe. Future Gohan stops himself in the air, and the fact that they're losing again makes him furious. Even after years of suffering under the tyrannical rule of the androids in his timeline, he has gone back in time to make a change and nothing has happened. It seems that they'll merely lose again, even with the strongest Saiyans and fighters of Earth huddled together, all fighting against a single threat. Future Gohan starts to feel his rage bubbling up, which gives him flashbacks to his time on Namek when he grew so strong that he was able to hurt a second form Frieza. I won't stand for this anymore. I won't see the world end again, Gohan roars, before diving down with greater speed than what he had showcased minutes before. A single punch actually knocks Cell back a step, which surprises him a lot since he could have beaten him in his imperfect state minutes before. Gohan then erupts with newfound power and he roars, full of rage. The ground around him crumbles under the force and he then ascends into the next state, Super Saiyan 2. His aura crackles with lightning and his hair is kept up much more than in his usual Super Saiyan state. He zooms forward and clashes with Cell, actually forcing him back a little. He leaps up then dives down with a kick, which is enhanced by his flight, but Cell evades. Gohan is still out of control and just wants to hurt Cell as much as possible. As he charges forward, Cell picks his shot and lands a gut punch before he can land his own strike. Gohan's body quivers from the force of the strike, but somehow he can still carry on in battle. Cell is just interested in the fact that Gohan has gotten so strong, but he is just a nuisance really. Gohan kicks Cell back, then swivels up and into the air to shoot down a precise, powerful one-hand energy wave. It powers toward his opponent and clashes with him head on, but he is revealed to be pretty much unharmed. How, Gohan thinks, falling out of Super Saiyan. After using so much energy in such a short amount of time, he loses strength and returns to just his ordinary basic state. That was entertaining, I must say, it really was, Cell states, before charging toward the group of Saiyans. Piccolo zooms ahead of all of the fighters, with the arrogant belief that he could hold a candle to Cell. His first punch completely misses and leaves his body wide open. Cell capitalizes on this and knees him so powerfully that he is also knocked out. With no one in the time chamber against this insurmountable force that is Cell, their chances of success are basically zero. We won't win like this, Nappa says in fear. They can all sense the power coming from Cell and there's no chance that they can win now. One day, give us one day and I promise we'll come back here to destroy you, Vegeta shouts. What could you do in a day? Go ahead, I'd love to see what you have in store after a measly 24 hours, Cell says. The Saiyans and androids all teleport away and Cell is quite annoyed that Android 18 was taken too, however he just flies into the distance and waits for the day to come to an end. The group are all atop the lookout and Android 18 is beside them with Android 16 too. Why didn't you just destroy us back then, Android 16 asks, holding his crushed chest. There's no need to. We can still win with both of you alive. We just have to take you into the time chamber, Vegeta states, with the other Saiyans. Future Trunks and Future Gohan are revived, but the group only have 1 year's worth of food for 2 people. Some of us need to get in that time chamber for the day. Once we come out, we'll be unstoppable, Vegeta states, cracking his knuckles. But the chamber only takes 2 at a time, Goku says. I know, and I've worked around that. It's not that more than 2 people can't enter, it's that the provisions only last a year for 2 people. All we have to do is increase the supply, Vegeta states, teleporting away from the group. Next, he arrives with a tray of 40 or so capsules from Capsule Corp. Each of these capsules reveals supply boxes to feed a person for about half a year. I believe this is something Vegeta might have ended up doing, since he was with Bulma during the 3-year gap between the end of the Trunks saga and the android's emergence. He, although reluctantly, did have a good look around the things that Bulma did when she forced him to look. Vegeta is still similar to his canon self, but he is slightly less arrogant and more empathetic and understanding of other people. After seeing the capsule technology, this is something he's been thinking of, and so they enter with his tray of goods. So that will conclude the 4th part of What If Vegeta Turned Good in the Saiyan saga. Please tell me something you liked about this video or something that I should improve on for the next part. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.